Good morning students. Today we are going to represent graphical representation of data. Graphical representation of data. So this graphical representation of data can be done in three ways. First one is bar graph. Already we have learnt in the lower classes. Second we have histogram. Third one is frequency polygon. Okay. So these are the three methods where we are going to represent the data. So first of all we will learn how to represent the data in the bar graph. So in bar graph, so what is the definition of the bar graph means? It is a pictorial representation of data usually in bars of uniform width and equal spacing between them. On one axis which will usually represent it as x-axis. The values are shown on other axis. We are going to call that it as y-axis. Okay, for example, so there is a data. Let us take an example. So number of students, of grade 9 whose date of birth are represented. So it is there in the figure like this. So we'll draw the figure once again. So here 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Right? 7. Okay. In January he is giving it as 3 units. And in February he is giving it as 4 units. In March he is giving it as 2 units. April he is giving it as 2 units. So it is about January month, February, March, April. So in May the count is 5 students. So in May the count is 5 students. So this is 3, 4, 2, 2, 5. And in June we have only 1 student, July 2 students. June, July, August, September, October, November. So in August month, he has given the data as 6 units. And in September, 3 units. In September, he has given it as 3 units. In October, 4 units. November also 4 units. And in December also 4. So for 4 students, here 4, 4, 4, 3, and here 6. Here 1, here 2. So this is the data which is given in the question. Now first question is that observe the graph. So in this question, first question is that how many students were born in the month of November? So if you see the number graph, how many students are born? 4 students. So first answer will be number of students born in the November is 4. Second, the question is in which month were the maximum number of students born? So maximum number of students were born in the August month. By seeing the graph, we can identify all the answers. And so these are the 2 questions which have been asked in the graph. Next, if you see the next one, he has given some data. We have to represent that data in terms of the bar graph. So this is example 6 question. He has given data. So heads, expenditure, heads and expenditure. So grocery, rent, education for children, medicine, fuel, entertainment, and miscellaneous. So this data we have to represent it in the terms of the bar graph. Now let us see how to represent this in the bar graph. So on y-axis we will represent the scale as up to 5 units since we have only 5. So 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5. Now first grocery will take up to 4 units. So this is grocery. Next by equal space rent is 5 units. So 5 and education also 5. So this is about education. Next medicine 2 and fuel also 2. Entertainment and miscellaneous are 1. So this is grocery, rent, everything should be represented on the x-axis. Education, so this is about the education. Medicine, these are about medicines, and this is fuel, and this is entertainment, and this is miscellaneous. So this is the way of representing the given data in terms of the bar graph. So next we will see the histogram. So histogram, this also we are going to represent it like a bar graph. It is also represented as a bar graph. bar graph. Here class intervals are represented on x-axis. So the only difference is that there the names are there, here class intervals will be there on the x-axis. So let us see, some data is given here, weights and the number of students. So it is example. It's not an example question, it's normal question. Weights and number of students are given. So 30.5 to 35.5, 35.5 to 40.5, 40.5 to 45.5, 45.5 to 50.5, 50.5 to 55.5, 55.5 to 60.5. So here the number of frequencies are 9, 16, 9, 6, 15, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1 and 2. So this data we are going to represent it in terms of histogram. Now as I have already said that on the x-axis we have to take the class intervals which are continuous. So before representing it we are going to leave one bar first, one box. Thereafter we will start first. So the first one is 30.5, next 35.5, 40.5, 45.5, 50.5, 55.5, 60.5. So these are represented. So on the y-axis we have to take a number in such a way that this all will satisfy. So these all are there in the 3 table. We can minimize to 3 table and we can take. So let us take it as 3, 6, 9, 12 and 15. Now the first one is 9. So from 30.5 to 35.5, it means that I'll start from here up to 9. So this comes under 30.5 to 35.5, it is only 9. Next 35.5, so this line 35.5 should be there up to 6, up to 40.5. Next 40.5 line should be there up to 15, so this line up to 15, again it has to end. Next 45.5 should be there up to 3. Okay. So that is 2, 3. So this may not be 3, this will be 3. Next 50.5 to 55.8 is 1. So this will be 1 and this will be 2. Now the question is here why you have taken this, in between this it will be 1.5, so we can estimate the value and you can just put like this. So everything we need to shade with proper lines, then that comes under total histogram diagram. So you need to write on these weights, and in this case you have to write number of students. Number of students on y-axis. So these things we have to represent. So this completes our histogram.